Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me on my journey as a new seller on eBay and other platforms. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 mistakes that I've made in the last 5 months since I started selling on eBay. If you are new to my channel or if you don't know much about me, I did started selling on eBay on last November of 2020. I started selling things from my husband's closet, and from there, when I made that first sale, I was hooked. You want to keep selling, you want to keep buying merchandise, buying supplies to get them sold. So anyways, that's besides the point. Thank you so much for joining me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'll talk about the 5 biggest mistakes that I've made in the last 5 months, and I'll leave the best for last, and I'm sure it's not going to surprise anyone because a lot of new sellers make this mistake. Number 1. One of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first started selling on eBay is buying things that don't sell. Now, I know that we could do research, but I guess I was not very aware that you had to do research or that you had to do check comps to make sure that this is an item that sells, especially when it comes to clothing. A lot of times people run sales, a lot of times people run auctions, so the prices fluctuate. So I really didn't know what sells and what didn't. Just because my husband's pair of Ralph Lauren jeans sold doesn't mean that every single Ralph Lauren item would sell. So I would run to my thrift stores, Goodwill, and other local ones here and buy everything that I can find that is Ralph Lauren. And so till this day, I still have several things in my closet that are Ralph Lauren that have not sold. Now, I have been able to sell sweaters during the winter, but there's still some that I still have. So that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made, is not really knowing the brands that are selling. I didn't know what's trending. And so because of that, I've lost a lot of time and money. One of the biggest things that I've learned about selling clothes, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to list them, describe them, and they're usually heavier. So they're usually, unless you get like a super light t-shirt, then it's going to be first class. But a lot of the jeans, coats, jackets, sweaters are priority. So that eats a lot of your profit, even though clothing you can always price higher. And I'm not gonna lie, I did make some really good profits selling clothes, but it takes a lot of time. And again, I'm not very familiar with brands other than just Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein. But then I came to learn about Free People and Anthropology and all of those stuff that sell now. It was just too much work. So that was the biggest mistake that I've made selling on eBay, was not knowing my brands. Number 2, the second biggest mistake that I made as a new eBay seller is running auctions for 99 cents because I heard about them. Maybe I saw a YouTube video. I was like, oh, I never thought about running sales or auctions for 99 cents. That is the biggest mistake anyone can make. I've learned as I educated myself in doing more research that if you're gonna run an auction, you want to list an item at a price that you are comfortable letting go, that you're comfortable with. But if you list an item for 99 cents and you only get one bid, that item is going to sell for 99 cents. And that was the biggest mistake that I've made as a new seller, because I ran quite a few handful of 99 cents auctions, and believe me, there was not a lot of people who would bid, and so I will have to take a loss in my profit because that item cost me more than 99 cents, but I had high expectations that this item was gonna sell for more than 99 cents, but I was wrong. Again, the brands matter, or it just wasn't in style, it wasn't trending. Whatever the case was, running an auction at 99 cents, if you're going to run an auction for 99 cents, you better be comfortable with getting 99 cents if no one else buys it, if no one else bids higher than 99 cents. So that was one of the biggest mistakes that I made several times. Now I rarely run auctions, and that's because now I sell a lot of health and beauty stuff. I kind of gotten a little away from selling clothes. That doesn't mean that I don't sell them. I'm just a little bit more selective, but I do try to list an item. If I'm going to run an auction, it's going to be with an amount that I'm comfortable with. So the third biggest mistake that I've made as a new eBay seller was offering a partial refund right on the spot when a customer or a buyer that was dissatisfied with the quality of the item. It had nothing to do with my description. It had nothing to do with the pictures that I took, because I am someone who's very descriptive, very detailed, because I just wanted to make sure that the person knew what they were going to buy, and so that when they bought it, they did not turn around and say, item not as described. The customer just didn't realize that the item had some imperfections that were mentioned and did not look at the pictures to show that, that would reflect those imperfections on this particular vase that I sold on eBay. So because it was the first time somebody was inquiring about the quality, I didn't want to risk getting a negative review. So I immediately said, you know what? I'll give you a partial refund. Why don't you just keep the item and I'll just give you a partial refund for the inconvenience? Well, the customer, the buyer was very happy with that. They were like, oh, now that I see the pictures, now I see that they were there, but can I still get that partial payment or that partial refund? Ugh. Why did I bring it up in the first place? So never offer to give someone a partial refund right on the spot. Just throw the ball to them and be like, you can return your item for 100% refund once I receive the item in its original condition. Leave it up to them. They may reply, they might not, but leave it up to them. And that was the biggest mistake that I made, was trying to solve the problem immediately right then and there, because I was afraid of negative feedback. Even though the item was as described, there was nothing with my side. It was just the customer that didn't go through the information first. I don't offer immediately that option. If they want to return the item, they can return it. They do have to pay to ship it back to you, so it's up to them. So that was the biggest mistake that I made when handling that particular situation. But if someone does send me an item, I will sure give them 100% of their money back, but I haven't had anyone return anything back to me or ask to return it. So I haven't had any issues with that just yet. The number 4 biggest mistake that I've made as a new seller on eBay was pricing items above competitive prices, which obviously that can result in lower sales or lower weekly sales. And that is something that I am starting to come to learn and realize till this day, that when you price something way above competitive prices, your items might just sit for a while and you might not have regular sales. And that's exactly what's going on here, which I'm going to be making a video soon about sales and my eBay store and things of that nature. But anyways, and how that is all going and what I'm planning to do to fix the problem. But anyways, that is another big mistake that I've made, is really pricing my things way above. And the reason, I do have a legitimate reason. You have to consider shipping. You gotta consider an eBay fees and all of that, especially if you're offering free shipping. You want to be able to still be able to cover for that, and then your fees, and obviously make some kind of profit more than what you paid for the item. But again, when you're pricing things way above competitive prices, you may not make sales. So that is another big mistake that I have made. I have come to realize that it is important to stay within the competitive prices, just a little under, and if you do price them a little over, it's good idea to run sales, which I do. I dropped my paper. Which I do run sales regularly, so that can bring the prices lower, and they can be just as competitive. So if you are pricing above competitive, just make sure you run sales if you have an eBay store, and I'm sure most of you know that. Let's talk about the biggest mistake that I've made, and this is number 5, but it's really the most common mistake a lot of new eBay sellers make, and I'm one of those sellers who have made this mistake big time. And I'm not just talking about eBay, and this is also if you sell things on Mercari and you offer free shipping, or Facebook Marketplace and you offer free shipping. But the biggest mistake that I've made was not using alternative shipping options like pirate ship. I recently learned about pirate shipping and I was very skeptical, and so I did not mess around with it because I was like, oh, it took me forever to even learn how to ship within eBay, and that was a learning experience. So I really didn't want to mess with a new institution for shipping, because I thought it was going to be very complicated. But if I would have really explored other shipping options like pirate ship, I would have saved tons of money on eBay and also on Mercari, because I tend to offer free shipping for the majority of my items, and I have sold some heavy stuff. Like sometimes I sell like vases or vintage items that are heavier, like glassware or ceramic ware, and so those can really have some weight on them, and I have spent a lot of money on those things. So do research. If you have pirate ship, calculate the different shipping options to see if you're gonna get a better price. Because I'm telling you, even like the size matter, the height, the width, whatever, all of the dimensions to sell a package and how much it weighs can be very costly. So educate yourself on what it costs to ship 4 ounces, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, a pound. Put in the dimensions and the weight of an item, and then you can see how much it's gonna cost. But I waited so long, and I just started using pirate ship in the last couple weeks, and I realized that I have saved so much money doing that than before. So especially if you offer free shipping on like Mercari, Mercari prices are pretty much set. I think like for 4 ounces or so, it's like $3.65. 8 ounces, it's about $4.80. And anything about 9 ounces, under a pound, it's like $5.99. And anything above a pound or getting closer to 2, it's like $12 with USPS. Of course, FedEx is a little different. but I have not used FedEx for any of my items, so I really don't know much about it. So I'll have to do research on that. Well, that is it, guys. Those are the 5 biggest mistakes that I've made in the last 5 months. So I highly recommend you to make sure you're not making those same mistakes that I am. Learn from my experience. Educate yourself about shipping. Educate about yourself about, how to run effective auctions. Also, make sure that you are staying within competitive prices, because if you're not, you can really be slowing down your sales if you're not careful with that. And also using pirate ship, or using effective shipping methods to be able to save money and not eat so much of your profit doing that. And also, don't make the mistake of immediately offering partial refunds. Make sure that you just leave it up to the customer to decide if they want to return the item or keep it. So you kind of just let them make that decision. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to refund you if you're unhappy with the item. Just let them make that decision, make that call, so that you're not losing on your profit either. So, well, there you have it, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If so, give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have not had a chance, make sure you subscribe to my channel and join me on my journey as a new eBay seller. And also make sure you hit the bell so that you can be notified when I post videos, so that you don't miss a thing. Well, all right, guys, so I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.